floor. I'm doing it.
On the beat.
Welcome to the Truth of the Matter show, coming to you from Biafra television. And this morning we are looking at the herdsmen killings going on in Nigeria. The issue is why we are here this morning to talk about, and I am here with Mr. Kalawo, and Mr. Kalawo is a Biafran. Mr. Kalawo, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you, moderator, for welcoming me.
Yeah, Mr. Kalawo, thank you very much for being with me to talk on this matter. Now, herdsmen are killing Nigerians. Nigerians are being killed on a daily basis. The federal government is doing nothing to protect the citizen. Look at in Taraba State, in Benue State, and the other states in Nigeria. Herdsmen are killing Nigerians. They are moving with ammunitions, and they are killing people. So how do you look at this matter?
Thank you, Mr. Moderator, for giving me this platform to express my understanding of what is happening in Nigeria, the Fulani Herdsmen killing spree. I call it Fulani Herdsmen killing spree because the deaths that have been recorded is too much and it is still ongoing. You are talking about the government is not doing anything about it. And every reasonable person should not be surprised. Why do I say it? I say that every reasonable person should not be surprised because if you look at the record of the president of Nigeria today, you will discover that in 2001, he said openly that he will continue to show his total and complete support for the total implementation of Sharia law in the whole Federation of Nigeria. I want to take us back again to the year 1824. The year 1824, prior to the Berlin Conference, before the Berlin Conference, the British first in contact with the Sokoto Caliphate. Usman Bello, who was the direct descendant of Uthman Danfodio. Uthman Danfodio came from the Futajalo Mountains and arrived in Sokoto, and he conquered the houses that were living there, and he installed a Fulani emir. So today we have the Sokoto Caliphate. So in 1824, when the British met with the Sultan, he told him that Allah has given him the land of the infidel, and he told him that the land extended down to the Atlantic Ocean. So it was based on that agreement in 1824 between Bello and the Clapperton representing the British. That is the basis of the Berlin Conference, and that is also the basis of the amalgamation of the Northern and the Southern Protectorate of Nigeria.
You're saying here right now that what the Northern Nigerians are doing using herdsmen, that British people is aware of it,
of course,
since 18th centuries.
Since 1824, they are aware. Why do I say that they are aware? I want to remind our audience that what Bello told the British is that the infidel's land belonged to him, that he is free to give it to the British, and that is the basis upon which the British conquered West Africa and Nigeria. So it has been established that the descendants of Usman Danfodio believe that Nigeria entirely belongs to them. That is the reason why on the 12th day of October 1960, few days after the independence of Nigeria, another descendant of Uthman Danfodio, Amadou Bello, he went to London and he granted an interview to the Parrot newspaper. And he said, and I quote, "The nation, Nigeria, shall be an estate of our great-grandfather, Uthman Danfodio. We shall ruthlessly prevent others from taking power, and we shall prevent them from having control over their destiny. That we shall use the Middle Belt as a ruling tool and the South as a conquered territory. So what I'm saying in effect is that the Fulani killing spree in Nigeria today is the advance guard of Boko Haram. It's advanced guard of a jihadi conquest of the South. The area that Uthman Danfodio was unable to conquer is the area that Muhammadu Buhari and his Fulani government are trying to conquer.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kalagu. Yes, looking at what you are just saying right now, this has been established long ago. So this plan has been there in Nigeria.
To dip the Quran into the Atlantic Ocean.
So
dipping the Quran into the Atlantic Ocean is a metaphorical expression to tell you that they want every part of Nigeria to be Fulanized. When it is Fulanized, then you become Muslim. What
herdsmen are doing right now is, they are championing the cause, to make sure that they will put fear on the people and be able to dip down their Quran into Atlantic Ocean.
Yes.
So yes, we can see that now in Middle Belt.
Let me chip in. What they are doing to intimidate, to kill, and create confusion
and fear
and cause havoc and fear, so that people will be afraid, and being afraid, they will now bring out the solution. What is the solution? The solution is that every state of the federation must allocate them land to establish their cattle colony. This is an indirect way of Fulani colonization of Nigeria. Because as soon as every state of the federation donates land to these people, they will establish it. Within 10 years, you will discover that the Fulanis has already taken over the land. So that is the same mode that Uthman Danfodio used in conquering the Habe monarchy of the Hausas. The Hausas gave them a small portion of land to tender their cattle and to rest there for some time. Now they will go to Niger, they go to Mali, they go to Chad, they bring their fellow Fulanis. From there, they develop to conquer the area.
Nigerians are in trouble, and even Biafrans, everybody there is in trouble.
What is happening in Nigeria? Yeah. The enthronement of Fulani supremacy. Just look at the composition of the security apparatus in Nigeria.
Presently.
Yes. You discover that every security post in Nigeria is manned by Fulani Muslim jihadists. Those who have that extreme belief in the application of a Wahhabist tendency.
So this is what is going on in Nigeria.
It is an age-long plan, and it is in this 21st century that they have been able to have their way. Because if you look at it, the Minister of Interior is a Fulani jihadist. The Minister of the Minister of
even IG, Army Chief, Immigration Director, everything,
all of them,
Navy, and all the rest of them, spearheaded by Fulani.
And now you look at the judiciary, you see that the same thing is playing out too. Because what they want to do is to use the security outfit, and now they are also using the judiciary in order to make their illegality to appear legal before the international community. So the people that is handling Nigeria today are jihadists with a particular agenda for Fulani supremacy.
What do you think that your people should do right now to escape this movement or this agenda? Because the agenda has been there, and they are now implementing this agenda very fast. Do you understand? And the agenda is coming against your own people. What do you think that your people should do?
Well, what our people should do is to join the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, as a movement for the restoration of the sovereign state of Biafra. Because without the restoration of the sovereign state of Biafra, our people are in a very big trouble.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kalago. Also, based on what you're saying, from the time of 18th century to date, so based on what you're saying, Nigeria is not a nation.
Of course.
Nigeria was created for a particular agenda, which Muhammadu Buhari is illegally implementing on daily basis right now. So now, based on that, Nigeria is not a nation, and we all know that Biafra is a nation. What do you tell the international community? Because why we are calling on international community is because Biafrans, they need their own nation back. They want their own nation back. So what do you say here?
Well, what I say is this. For people to cohabit and live together, there must be compatibility in their value system. But in the case of Nigeria, the people, the indigenous people that were lumped up together by Frederick Lugard without their consent are in Nigeria today suffering because they do not have the same value system. There is different value system of these divergent ethnicities that were lumped up together. So the international community should, as a matter of urgency, impress upon the United Nations and the Nigerian government to do the right thing by allowing for a democratic referendum that will be conducted and be supervised by the United Nations, African Union, so that the indigenous people that were lumped up together in Nigeria shall go their separate way, just the way that they were before the advent of colonialism. So this is the only solution.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kalago. Yes, let me take you back to the issue now. Nigerian government, Muhammadu Buhari, we understand based on his utterances and his way of, approaching herdsmen. Are you getting me? We understand that the agenda that is behind herdsmen we are seeing today that are killing Nigerians, even Biafrans, everywhere people are being killed by herdsmen. So now, as it is, the state governments, I heard it in Tereba state government when he was reporting to a journalist that it's like that the state governments are now incapacitated to protect citizens in the state because of what Muhammad Buhari is doing. So do you have something to say in this regard?
Yes, the laws in Nigeria is flawed. The laws in Nigeria is fabricated to favor a particular group of people. So because of such lopsided laws in place, you can see that everything about Nigeria is lies. They say that the governor of a state is the chief security of the state. But ironically, the governor of a state cannot command even a recruit of the police force.
Now, the security crisis has been on for quite some time. You said that you alerted the federal government long ago, but that they haven't reacted. Now, the vice president in turn said this is not true. So what's the facts here? Who is in charge of that?
Well, I think that if you read the content of the refuter from the vice president, he also admitted that I submitted a letter to him. So I don't know where I lied. And he also admitted that we discussed, and he also directed the security agencies to take the appropriate action, and this was not done. And all the security agencies were alerted of this. This is a federation, and of course, our responsibility is not to enforce the law, it's the responsibility of the federal government. So all that we do is to alert them and to be proactive, to give them information. That as much I did. And so today, we are still calling on them. You're here, this is still going on, the killings are going on, and action is not being taken to stop the killings. These herdsmen are known that for whatever reason they have immunity against the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and today they are going about freely with arms and killing, and no single person has been able to arrest these people with this arm. That is my query with the federal government.
So you're saying they're known and the government knows very well who's behind it, so who is it then?
I have given them the report in writing. I have said it. And I've
said their names in this report? Or?
Yes, they are names. A particular organization, Meyatia Lakot and Hore, the secretary and president of this association, they also say that it's about occupying the land. This is not just about grazing. This thing you're seeing here is beyond just grazing. that they want to take over the land, that this land belongs to them. I don't know where they're talking that the land belongs to them. And it is not right. So it is about occupation, taking over. And if you see the style of attack and the silence of the federal government gives no one in doubt that there is complicity.
So what is the solution to the crisis in your opinion?
The solution to this crisis is for federal government to come out and enforce the laws of the land.
But as far as I understand, you're actually part of the governing party. You're part of APC. So isn't that then also your party that has to react there?
Well, but I'm in Benue State. I'm here in Benue State. I'm doing the bidding of my people. But the federal government has the prerogative of enforcing the laws of the land. I don't have state police. I don't have state army. I don't have Navy, Air Force, and all that.
But it's your party. Aren't you supposed to just give them a call?
I have done the needful by reporting to the presidency.
So and basically, your party is failing the people here then?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, this is a complete failure because you can't see these people who are dying, who are hungry, who are suffering. We have 7 of these camps. We have over close to 100,000 IDPs. This is not fair. These are human beings like all of us. These are human beings like the president or myself as governor or ministers. And no one is willing to come out to face this problem squarely. This is not fair.
One of the suggestions on a federal level was to introduce so-called cattle colonies, places where herdsmen can be staying with their cattle, where land is allocated by the state's government. What do you think about this suggestion?
They are asking for 5,000 hectares of land. Here in Benue State, there are no 1,000 hectares of land to be used as colony. So we cannot have it. And that was what motivated us to ensure that let us provide a solution. Ranching remains the global best practice.
So how do you say that the governor is the chief security of the state when he do not have control over the police? So these are the issues that we have been shouting and been preaching all these years, because there is no how somebody from Sokoto will be the police commissioner of Aba, my own community. How will someone from Sokoto be able and efficiently police Aba community where he doesn't know anything about? So these are the flaws in Nigerian law. They say there is what they call exclusive list of power and there is what they call concurrent list of power. This exclusive list of power is where the Nigerian police derives her laws. So the governor is incapacitated. The governor is only the chief security officer of the state on paper, but in practice, it is Buhari and his Fulani brother that control every security outfit in the state. So what the governor of Taraba State is saying is the truth, because these governors, he is also an APC member, and he knows the agenda of these APC people. That in the year 2001, Muhammadu Buhari said it in public, and it is on record, that he will do everything within him to see that Sharia is spread all over Nigeria. It is on record. It is also on record sometime in 2013 when Goodluck Ebele Jonathan deployed the military against the Boko Haram after bombing churches and killing Christians. Muhammadu Buhari went in public to say that an attack on Boko Haram is an attack on the North. I want our audience to also remember that it is on record that Boko Haram chose Muhammadu Buhari some few years ago as their chief negotiator because he is the only one that they trust. And it is also on record before the elections of 2015, Muhammadu Buhari said that if he did not win the election, that baboons and monkeys will be soaked in blood. Why am I reminding our audience all these past events? Is for our audience to focus, to understand that this tyrant man, Muhammad Buhari, is the sole sponsor of this terrorism that is ravaging Nigeria today. So what these people are doing is they are using these foot soldiers to create havoc. When they create the havoc, the people are in fear. So whatever they want, the people will, out of fear, agree to whatever demand that they want. That is the reason why, as they are killing the people, they are at the same time telling you that the reason why the killing is going on is because of anti-grazing law that was passed. But it is a lie. You can see that the Nigerian defense minister is now the spokesman of these Fulani marauders. If you had listened to the interview, you will see where the Nigerian Minister of Defense is exonerating the Fulani Herdsmen, giving reasons why they are killing. That is to tell you that the ammunition that they are using is state-sponsored. There is a viral video going on social media now,
Yeah, of course.
where the Fulanis, they gathered with their AK-47. They were waiting for order to go and kill. And from that video, there is an evidence that some of those AK-47 they are carrying have Nigerian police color on them. So the international community should not be deceived by the treachery and terrorism of Muhammad Buhari.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Kalabu. Yes, the people killed in Benue State, over 78 people were killed in cold blood by herdsmen. What do you think that made Muhammad Buhari, he was so mute, he couldn't say anything?
He wouldn't say anything. If you remember, our audience should also remember that the same scenario played out in Enugu when there was a massacre in Nimbo.
Yes.
The governor, after crying in Enugu, he went to Abuja to congratulate Muhammad Buhari.
Oh my goodness.
That is one. Now, it also happened
In Benue State.
in Benue State. Instead of the tyrant ruler who is assumed to be the president of the whole Nigeria, who should be responsible for every single life that is lost in Nigeria,
Yeah.
instead of him to go to the spot where these killings happen in order to commiserate with the bereaved families, at least human lives is sacrosanct.
Very
At
sacrosanct.
least, if not for anything, a president of a country should visit where 73 people were massacred in cold blood. The president didn't do that. Rather, the governor and his men left their home and went to Abuja to congratulate Muhammad Buhari and thank him for killing his people. Do you know what Muhammad Buhari told him? Everybody was surprised. He told them, accommodate your countrymen.
Who are the
Who are your
countrymen?
countrymen? Your countrymen, these marauders that are killing people. Remember, it is on record that Muhammad Buhari said that the Fulani people that are killing people in Nigeria are from Libya.
So how come they are
He
their
said that
countrymen?
they are from Mali and they are from Niger. And at the same time, he is asking Benue people to accommodate
Their countrymen.
their countrymen. So is he saying that Nigeria, Libya, Mali, Niger are one country?
This is evidence that he knows what is going on.
Of
He's
course,
behind the
he
killings.
is behind what is going on. Muhammad Buhari, the Sultan of Sokoto, the Chief of Army Staff, the Defense Minister, the Minister of Interior, all these people, they have already came out in the open to exonerate the killers. Remember, these people that I have mentioned now, from Muhammad Buhari, Sanusi, Lamido, Sanusi. Remember, Sanusi, Lamido, Sanusi is now the emir of Kano.
Yeah.
And this same Lamido, Lamido, Sanusi was the former CBN governor.
Yeah.
Remember that this same Sanusi, Lamido, Sanusi beheaded Gideon Akaloka in 1995 to the extent that Abacha, the tyrant dictator who kills, he even jailed Sanusi, Lamido Sanusi for beheading Gideon Akaloka. And today, Sanusi Lamido Sanusi is the emir of Kano.
So in the
let me finish. And Lamido Sanusi, Muhammad Buhari, Sultan of Sokoto, all these people are the grand patron of Fulani Herdsmen. The Fulani Herdsmen, according to Global Terrorism Index, is the fourth most deadly and dangerous terrorist organization. And Muhammad Buhari and all other Fulanis are the patron of this terrorist organization. Is it not right for me to conclude that Nigeria is being led by jihadist terrorists?
Okay, now thank you very much, Mr. Kalagu, for your contribution. Now, looking at this this issue, the indigenous people of Biafra are reporting and telling the world what is happening, how Muhammad Buhari is controlling all the security apparatuses in Nigeria, controlling herdsmen, and the people of Biafra are being killed on daily basis. You can see the people of Biafra, they don't have security anymore in Nigeria. What they tell the indigenous people of Biafra, remember, they agitated for their freedom. Remember that some people, some Biafrans, some people are discouraging some Biafrans. What they tell the people of Biafra right now based on the situation?
What I tell the indigenous people of Biafra is that it's an advice that it is only a tree that knows that it is going to be cut and it remains there.
Biafra freedom, freedom is what we need now. Freedom, freedom is what we want now. Biafra freedom, freedom is what we need now. Freedom, freedom is what we want now. Calling the United Nations to set my people free. Calling the League of the Nations to set Biafra free. Lord no. Calling the African Union, talk about my freedom. I'm calling the four corners of this world to set Biafra free. Lord, for so long